What is going on, everybody? Today is going to be a banger of a day for an episode. But guys, cheers and welcome. So today I'm going to start by quoting a Greek philosopher. And here's what he says. Don't worry about anything outside of your guys' control. The only thing you can command are the thoughts and actions of yourself. Guys, we choose our response to stop aspiring to everyone else out there and be our own best self, which does fall under our control. So I started out today with that. And that's because so many people have asked me the last few weeks, what would I do if I truly wanted to change my life? Like they were asking me some magical gift of a key that's hidden out there for them to succeed on their life. But guys, what it comes down to is changing and shifting your life is a matter of a question. And that's not the question of what the hidden key or gem is out there. What needs to be asked is what's the invisible thing that you maybe not be doing for yourself that you ought to be doing for yourself? That's the thing that I think most people aren't asking themselves is not, hey, what's the secret or what's the magical thing out there? It's what are you not doing that you know you should be doing for yourself? And I probably can guess what most people should be doing. I know that because I did it for myself the last 10 years. And I'm really hard on myself. If you guys don't know and you followed me in that, I'm really hard on myself in business and in my personal life. But this is what I would say to myself, and I'm saying to you guys now as well. You're not thinking big enough. Now stay with me on this topic because this is important. If you are struggling in your life right now on why you aren't evolving or going bigger, this is why. It's because you aren't thinking big enough. And it constricts you and limits you with everything around you in your life. For years and years and years, I would consider myself as a realistic thinker. And then I read this book called The Magic of Thinking by Schwartz. I'll throw it up there for you guys as well. And it changed my life because I realized that if you're going to think, you might as well think big, guys. You should be thinking massively. Now let me say this, thinking changes everything for yourself. And that's because it opens your entire mind to the possibilities that were obvious before, but you never thought bigger of those things because you didn't believe them. It takes self-belief with the big thoughts and the actions, guys. So a great reminder of this, and this is very important, guys, with what I'm saying today. Your life will never get better or bigger than the highest thought you have. And that's because thinking you won't succeed especially creates a new ceiling of your life that you can't pass it. You can't go past it, and that's the problem for yourself. And for years, I thought it was the smart thing to do was be realistic. And my highest thoughts weren't that high, and I didn't get any bigger or better either. And I believe this is it, what I'm talking about today. Now, I know there's some benefits to doing this because I've lived it and done it myself now. And that it's not just some pie in the sky feeling all the time either, guys. And that's because of limited thinking most of us do in our lives. And it's because it's small and being realistic with everything. Now, I believe that's because of the people around us. And they try to conform us to what we should be. And I believe when you conform yourself to what society says, it's the ultimate form of cowardice. As you form to the thinking of everybody else around you but your own thinking. Now, if you really think about this now too, is all the people that you admire in your life, they're not conformed. They're big thinkers. Even if it's someone who thinks a simple life, it's a big thought, guys. And that's because they decided that they're going to live a simple life. And that's contrarian. That's not conforming to today's culture or what society is telling them to do. But so many of us are limited, and you're never going to ever exceed in your life of what your biggest or best thoughts are for yourself. Guys, if you really want to exceed your thinking, and I have to tell you personally for myself that I was limited in my thinking for many, many years, and that's because I was a realistic thinker, and I wanted to change something for myself, so I had to change my thoughts. And so I started observing other people though too. Now, you have to be careful on who you choose to observe. There's lots of people out there and there's a lot of voices out there. But let me say this. You have to stop listening to everyone around you, though, too, at the same time. And that's because you need to turn down the volume on what people are saying and just watch them. Like one of these old black and white silent movies out there. And you'll learn everything about that human being by just watching them. So if you turn down the volume and stop listening to them, stop listening to what they're saying, and watch what happens, guys. People have learned in their life to use words to manipulate people, or they learn to use these words as a mask to not show people what they're truly feeling. Like, are they okay? Now, you would ask somebody, are you okay? And they're going to say, I'm fine, or I'm okay, or I'm peachy, or whatever they say. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. But if you turn down the volume of what they're saying of that person and you watch them, are they really okay? How are they behaving? How are they treating people? How are they acting? Do they go out of their way to put people first, or do they make themselves a priority? Here's another example. How about the person that's working in a company and they say, I'm so fired up. I'll do anything for this company. I'm going to make it to the top. I'm going to do something awesome that no one's seen before. But they don't get up early to beat everyone to the office. Or they don't stay late to outwork everyone. They don't exceed the expectations that are just the general job even. They're not putting in the work, but you want to believe what they're trying to say to everyone and you're trying to clap for them. But guys, if you just turn down the volume and watch them like a silent movie, we learn everything you need to learn about them by just watching. So guys, if success was your boss and it looked at you for the last 4 weeks of your life and there was a private camera on you and nobody was watching you that you thought were watching you, and we turn down that volume and just watch, what would happen? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing for yourself to create the success that you want? If we saw you at 6:15 on a Monday morning, what are you doing? Are you sleeping in? Are you scrolling social media? Are you watching the news? What are you doing? Are you being productive? Or how about a Friday? It hits 5 p.m. if you're a 9 to 5. Or are you staying extra? Are you putting in the extra work? Well, they tell me I shouldn't. Guys, ask for the opportunities to get ahead. What are you doing? Read books, write in your gratitude journal, do some cold plunges, the sauna, work out, do whatever. Start developing yourself. You are the greatest asset. That's how the success is going to look at you. If it's your boss, it's going to give you the success because you showed up. And that's half the battle, is showing up to be successful for yourself. And that is going to hit your goals and your outcomes that you want for yourself because you showed up. Now, I know I went all over the place on this and some things I butchered and all that, but guys, thanks for listening. And I want to encourage you, if you're still watching, make sure to subscribe because we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere anytime soon, guys. We're coming up on 500 videos on the channel. And make sure to like it because you know it deserves it. And I appreciate you guys. And I will see you tomorrow.